That's right. Keg and Coop back at it, baby. All right, what's going on, boys? Take it to the bank, Darlington. I'm Keg. He's Coop. We're back as normal. Cooper. Last Sunday was one of the darkest days in the history of this YouTube channel.
Tell me about it.
Could not talk to Kushner until Tuesday night, I think, maybe. Like, I broke so many things in my house after we ended that show because of that Veasan spot. Yeg and I were talking today, and he was like, the awful luck for that to happen in the 10 minutes that you were gone is just incredible. I was like, never again will I be on Veasan when I have that much money out in a NASCAR race ever. What's going on, Coop? I got my ball bag kicked in last week. I think you salvaged because you were able to get on rigs while I was on Veasan. And yeah, tough day for me. How are you, buddy?
So a couple things. One, does Kush even know yet?
No, I didn't even say anything.
So when are you going to bust his nuts on it?
Just thinking about it gets me angry, and I want this company to succeed. So I'm just gonna let it go. I'm just not gonna bring it up.
Oh, bullshit! It's been brought up.
Not to me. I did not bring it up to him.
Oh no! I said it's gonna get brought up.
Oh, yeah. So I didn't.
Like maybe the worst part about the whole thing, well, other than you losing the money, is I've not seen any type of clip or anything off of what you did on Veasan.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Where's it at? Like,
I don't know.
What you go on there for?
I think they have to send it to us or something. Kush never got it. So it just cost me so much money, dude. So much money. But
so you went on there to promote something for Nuke the House. And as far as we know, it's out in Nuke space.
Yeah. That $60 sign up that we got from that spot cost like 15,000.
And I mean, it was crazy because, like, you know, you're probably sitting there going, huh, "These motherfuckers, they wasted some money on rigs." Because I mean, you know, he wasn't doing great after we bet him, and things just completely changed for him in that third stage, and Christian Eckes too.
What's crazy is that, like, when I came back, I was literally gone for 10 minutes. And then I came back and they were like, and you know, this is why Yeg will always be my number one guy, because he specifically told everybody, I found out today on that panel, do not say anything to Keg, because he's not going to be able to bet it and he's going to be fucking miserable. And 10 seconds after I get on stream and I say, did you bet anybody? Johnny hits me with the we bet lane rigs. But you know what? I would have never, even if you told me, Coop, like, even if somebody texted me, I would not have been able to talk and get that in at the same
time. So, like, Iowa called it out, or no, Yega called it out, and Iowa found the number.
And I don't know what
I didn't get it. I couldn't get it. It was one of those, you know, you had to be there at the right time to get. I could have gotten 14, but because that's what it went from 40 to 14. But I just, you know, stared at it for a little bit, and fortunately, you know, I bet it, because for a little bit he was hanging on to second place, but then, you know, probably about 20 laps after that, when he started falling back.
By the time I came back, he was 3-1. It was over.
Yeah,
it was over. But you know what, my guy? It's a new week. It's a new day.
It's not. So
it's not.
No. I had something happen to me today that has not happened in 32 years.
I can't wait for this. Go ahead, let me hear it.
Got a speeding ticket.
Did you really?
Yep.
How many miles over the speeding limit?
83 and 55.
Well, what the fuck are we doing, Coop? 30 over?
What I was doing was just, leaning back.
Cruising? You were just cruising.
Listening to some nice rock and roll, enjoying the mountains and scenery.
Yeah.
And state trooper didn't like it.
How much what's that going to cost you?
Don't know yet.
Were you on the highway?
I was on a route 122.
Oh, it's like a county road?
Yeah.
That's pretty fast for a county road, Coop.
Well, so, I went back and I told my boss.
Oh, you were in the work truck?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Toyota. And his first thing is, the customer got the product right because it was something that they had to have, and it was, quite expensive too. And then he goes, how fast were you going? Were you going 91? I said, no, I was going 83. And he just smiled. He said, I've had it up to 91 before.
That's funny.
He knew where I was going and all that. He's like, you're on 122, right? I said, yeah, that's the way I went. He said, you were on that stretch of road where it's basically flat for 2 miles. And I said, yeah. He said, you fucking dumbass. He's like, Pop, sit there the whole time.
Oh, man, you're down money. You're down money before the weekend starts.
It's literally the only part of the road, that's not, hilly or curvy or windy or anything like that.
Hate to see it.
So, but yeah, got last speeding ticket was 21.
I've had two speeding tickets in my life.
That was my third.
Oh, okay. Wow.
That was my third.
I would have set the line on me to have more than you at minus a nickel.
Oh, yeah. I can hit the pedal down, man.
All right. Darlington, the track too tough to tame. The lady in black, mile and a half oval. The only track left in NASCAR where you can count on some good old-fashioned tire wear, Coop. Maybe there's like one more, but this is really the only one. Southern Cookout, or the Cookout Southern 500. We were here in the spring. Tyler Reddick won. Keselowski looked really good, among other people.
No, you got that backwards. Keselowski won.
Oh, Keselowski won. Reddick looked really good. Yeah, my bad. Yep. My bad. Among other people. There's no track comp here, right? Like people, there's some tire wear at Kansas, there's some tire wear at Homestead, but like there's no real track comp here, is there?
Nothing close.
Right. Okay. From a manufacturer perspective, where are you at this week?
I would probably have to put Toyota slightly above Chevy and Ford, but I think they have them around even money, and then 180 and then 250 or something like that for Ford. I think I would set the book closer to plus 200 for all of them.
You think you would set it closer to plus 200 for all of them?
Yep.
I mean, I think that Toyota has a clear edge just because of the amount of cars that are fast.
Yeah, they do. Right? But I mean, if you go back and you look at it's not like one manufacturer has dominated another one or another one. It's all pretty even.
That's fair. I think that it gets closer between Chevy and Ford. I'm with you. I think that they're all relatively close, but I would still give Toyota the edge. Just because with this track, like it's not even just about speed, right? The best tire wear guys that are currently are racing both run probably for Toyota. I mean, obviously Keselowski's good, very good. Logano's good. Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott are good at everything. But like, I mean, you know, it's clearly Marty and clearly Denny and then everybody else. But
I don't think Kez is far behind Denny and Marty.
I agree. I don't think that far behind.
But I think after those three, there's a pretty good drop off.
I'm with you. Looking at the heat charts, like on these high tire wear intermediate tracks, Larson first, Byron second, Denny third, Reddick fourth, Chastain and Keselowski 5 and 6. Does that feel right to you?
Say that again.
On these high wear intermediate tracks, like does it feel like Kyle Larson has been the fastest guy dating back to the beginning of last year?
That's just pure speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Denny and Larson are, the clear 1-2 when it comes to speed. But this track's a lot more about other things than speed.
So one thing we don't have to worry about this week is there is no fuel strategy. It doesn't matter because we're probably getting tires every single time we go down pit road, right?
Right, for the most part.
Right. Okay. So that's good. That compared to the way the last couple months have gone. So qualifying is something that I wanted to talk to you about because can you think of another track where the number one pit stall on pit road is more important than Darlington?
Off the top of my head, I cannot, but I know there's a couple out there. With this being one of the ones that are important.
So I think earlier last year or earlier this year, I don't think that the number one pit stall ever got past coming off pit road. I could be wrong, but I don't think it happened one time.
I think the number one pit stall is pretty important, but I think pit teams are more important than that pit stall. Because, like, if you put Hamlin in that pit stall, or somebody like that, it's going to be great. But if you put somebody like a Josh Berry or a Graxon or, somebody mid-level who maybe sneaks their way through qualifying, like, I don't think it's as important. I think the pit teams are really, really important this week.
But for the most part, the speed in general have solid pit stops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So I got to pull up my racing reference real quick. Darlington. Should have had that up. I'm slacking, Coop.
It's all right. I forgive you.
Okay. So Keselowski started in the first row. He literally just got beat out. If you go back and watch qualifying from earlier in the year, just got beat out by Tyler Reddick, I think. And I mean, man, Tyler Reddick is just a model of consistency. It's incredible. And Coop, at some point, Denny Hamlin's got to win a fucking race.
Right.
Like, it's starting to get to the point now where it's got to be at least 2.5 months.
I'm not sure when the last race was that he won, but yeah.
When is the last time he actually won a race? May, maybe?
You'd have to look it up. I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you.
Don't get me wrong. He's had the fastest car in multiple races since then.
Correct.
But I mean, doesn't mean anything if you can't get it done.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
So, one more thing I wanted to point out about this track before we start talking about drivers is this is it if not the best, it's a top 3 track for Kyle Larson for sure. And if not the best, it's a top 3 track for Marty for sure, right? And
I don't know. What are you basing that off of?
Just like average finishing position and results.
Then I disagree with you.
Why? I mean, this track is tailor-made for his driving style.
No doubt. But I disagree with you. If you're basing it off of results, it's not.
All right. Well, then I'm basing it off it's tailor-made for his driving style. How about now? Are you back in?
Yeah, I'll back in on that. But
All
results,
right.
no.
So him and Tyler Reddick, nobody rides the wall better than those two, right? We talk about it all the time.
Larson.
So who?
Larson and Reddick.
Right. So, you know, I anytime that the high line comes in and you could ride it, it gives those two guys some type of edge over the field.
Right. But I mean, we've seen Kevin Harvick not run the high line here and do very well.
That's true. That's fair.
He didn't run the bottom by any means, but he wasn't up on the wall. You know,
that's true.
We've seen Justin Allgaier in Xfinity not run the wall, but you know, run up closer to the top and do very well. So, is there stuff to gain by going to the wall? Yes. Is there a lot to lose by going to the wall? Yes.
Yeah. At least the one thing we have going for us in this new car is the right side of those cars are basically indestructible.
As long as they don't hit the toe link.
Yeah, but if they don't, they could just bounce off they could just keep bouncing off that wall.
Well, the bad thing is if they tap the toe link, they're done because the toe link is wimpy.
Coop, listen, man, they're not going to tap the toe link, okay?
Okay.
Settle down. Marty, when's the last time you saw Martin Truex like 11-1 to win at Darlington?
Well, I mean, I don't think he's finished better than 24th in 5 out of his last 6 or 6 out of his last 7 races.
Which coincides with the next gen car, right? But he's so good here historically.
No, he's not.
What do you mean, Coop? He's a great tire wear guy.
But the results haven't been there. If you go to driver if you go to driver averages and you look at his results, they're not that impressive.
I bet you that more than half the amount of time that guy has spent more than half the race in the top 5.
I'm not going to disagree with you there.
Okay.
I'm not going to disagree with you there. But if you look at the results, they're not good.
So it's like what we were just talking about, Denny. Eventually, you got to win the race.
I mean, if you look at it like that, yeah. But like Marty is just like in a bad swoon. Like he does not have momentum. And another thing, like this is the last race for the points to get into the playoffs. Do you think he's going to be really risky?
No.
Or do you think he's going to drive safe?
Yeah, that I agree with this week for sure.
Right. Now, if, you know, he stays up there and, you know, maybe Bubba isn't up there and Kyle or Chastain's not up there and he has a chance to win, maybe. But he's not going to push that car. Not.
Where are you at with HMS this week in general, besides Larson?
Well, why not talk about Larson?
All right, talk about Larson.
Larson's not much farther off than Marty when it comes to results here. Like they're boom and bust drivers. Like
yeah,
Jack fits them very well, but they haven't been able to complete the race, and that's what matters.
Yeah, it does. But like, it also matters where they're running when they shit the bed, because that lets you know who's got the speed.
Yeah. Like I'm
Like,
not.
would you rather bet him when he's running second and he finishes 30th because he hit the wall, or would you rather bet him when he just runs 13th all day? I know when I'd rather bet him.
Yeah, but like I'm not convinced he's going to be 13th or second all day. He might be 6th or 7th all day. Like I don't know. He's not doing very well here recently. Look at his results. I'm not talking like just Darlington. I'm talking just in general. Kyle Larson is not doing well right now.
Yeah, he's been MIA lately for sure.
Right.
But he never not shows back up. Never.
He's just a high risk play, man.
So
I didn't bet him. I have not bet him. You bet a couple guys. I bet a couple guys. He's not one of them.
So the rest of HMS, William Byron is the guy I like the most. He has been extremely good here. Extremely good. And I know his results haven't been great.
They haven't been bad either.
But like it's the same every year, William Byron. You know, he goes on summer vacation and he comes back.
Oh.
This is a race he comes back for.
Oh, I thought you were talking about here. I was going to say like his last 2 races, he finished 4th and 5th, I think.
Oh, no. He's been great here.
Yeah.
Been great here. He has 4 top 5s. And, you know, he would have had another win if Joey Logano didn't punt him.
That's true.
So very much so on Willie B. And this is a Willie B race where he just hangs around, and things happen. And then, boom, he's there. He has a very good pit crew, too. After that, Chase Elliott. I don't know if Chase Elliott has a winning car. He's solid on these tire wear tracks. He's gotten better over his career on these tire wear tracks. He's been a consistent driver here. 3 top 10s in his last 5 races. I think one was an 11th too. But the thing that I like about Chase Elliott is his pit team. That pit team is so much better than any other pit team out there when it comes to consistency. And that pit team could very well, you know, at the end of the race on that last pit stop, if he's in 4th or 5th, he could go to 1st.
I have a hard time seeing that happen if any legitimate pit crew's up there, though.
Yeah, but if you look at the pit crew rankings, like he's head and tails above everybody else. It's not even close. So I know it all comes down to one pit stop, but I don't know. I think you know, that's his chance to win. Is his pit team gets him track position at the end of the race.
Do you think that it's time for us to like elevate Will Byron, like in our tire wear power ratings in our mind?
I don't know. I still don't think of him as a great tire wear management driver, but if you look at his results here, it warrants it.
That's why I ask.
Yeah, it warrants it.
As far as Alex Bowman goes, like top 10-ish. Like I think he's been better here than what his results have shown.
Chase Elliott has not been very good off the truck the last 6 weeks.
He hasn't, but like Chase Elliott's 28-1. In what right mind should Chase Elliott be 28-1?
Yeah, but like his pit crew edge doesn't mean anything if he starts 22nd.
Oh, sure it does.
Not on that number 1 stall. If a legitimate,
if you look at his results here, he's not a great qualifier here, and he still had good results. So if he comes through in qualifying, that could be a real big thing for him.
The Will Byron call is interesting. I haven't fully dug in until like tonight when I get in bed. I didn't realize that his
he's been really good here.
What are his odds, Coop?
12.
Jesus Christ, dude. That number is a joke. That number, compared to what he's done the last 2.5 months, that number is a joke.
Yeah, no, but they're basing it on, his results here.
Those fucking books. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Chase this week.
Look, if Chase was 15-1 or 18-1, I wouldn't have bet him. All right. But 28-1, come on.
Yeah, all right. That's fair. 28-1's fair. I get why you made the call. All right. So we talk. Oh, let's hit on Ford before we go through all the odds. So I mean, I assume that you're with me that like Penske like shouldn't even fucking show up in the top Ford market, because I think that Roush and SHR have a monumental edge when it comes to Fords this week.
I mean, here recently when we've been looking at Penske, we've been looking at Ryan Blaney and not Joey Logano.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think it's the opposite. I think it's the opposite this week.
Totally agree. If you're going to back one of them, it's Logano. But even still, I would take a few guys for Ford before, even in the outright market I'm talking about.
Joey's one of them drivers this week, that I just don't have enough interest in betting him. But then in the back of my mind, he's a driver who I think could end up ruining my day.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're basically on the same page there. And then Toyota, would you rate Reddick ahead of Denny this week?
Yeah, I have Reddick my number one driver.
So do I, bro. What a fucking world.
I mean, I told you a couple weeks ago, Tyler Reddick's been close, and he just hasn't had the dominant car, but he's putting himself in positions to win. And there's going to be a time when he could win 2 in a row, or 3 out of 4, or 3 out of 5, and this could be it. Very, very good here in the spring. But like many drivers who have done very well, like the drivers who lead a lot of laps here have not finished well.
The number's short, but I'm going to be on him to win the pole.
Oh, man.
I'm going to be on him, and I'm going to be on Kez, and I might even sprinkle on Gibbs.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah. All right. So there's a free play if you want it, boys. I'll be on Tyler Reddick for sure to win the pole. All right. Let's go through the odds in the outright market.
Hey, can you look over them? I got to go to the young men's room real quick.
Yeah, sure, buddy. Milo, what's up, buddy? Donnie Veal, what's up? Daniel, Mikey, what's up, boys? Let's get Bet365. Actually, you know what? Bet365 has been short lately. Let's get a couple other places up tonight. As soon as we're done with this show, after we get through the outright market, we will go over to the Nuke Premium members and do the every betting market video. The link's already up on the site for you guys. It's scary fading Kyle Larson. Looks like WTR agrees with Coop on Marty. What did they say, Milo? I mean, it's not even debatable that Truex has run the majority of his laps in the top 5. It's just his finishes aren't there. It's just you never see Truex at 12-1 to win at Darlington. That number was kind of surprising to me. You know what else is surprising to me? How long could we keep putting Denny Hamlin at 6-1? When I just checked, he has not won a race since April, dude. May, June, July, 4 full months. That's where we're at. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's been very good, and he's had the best car in a lot of races, but 4 months? I didn't watch Action's Detrimental, and I'm going to try to get Meyer on for when we go over to the premium video. But I bet you if I ask him, did Denny shoot a shot and call it? I bet you he says yes. I'll listen to that bottom bed. All right, Kyle Larson 5-1, 550. Listen, man. No, there's nobody that rides the wall better than Larson. He's very good here. He's eventually going to come back off that summer vacation that HMS always takes, and he'll be locked in for the playoffs. This is the last regular season race of the year. I think he's going to be strong. I don't like the price. He's another guy, like, lately. How often can you keep making him 5-1? But he's the best race car driver on earth. So hard not to take seriously.
Who are you talking about? Kyle Larson?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just can't bet him pre-race. But I get it why you can. He could easily put us to bed.
I don't know if I'm going to get there either, because like the price on these two guys, Coop. I checked I checked while you were gone. Denny hasn't won a race since April. 4 months. That's crazy.
Yeah, but he's been close. And he's got a fast car.
But like how often can we keep making these guys 5-6-1? If and if you're going to be 5-1 in NASCAR, then you need to win more consistently than that.
Well, Denny's 7-1. You can get him at FanDuel.
Yeah, I'm just looking at DK right now. 7-1, I guess, is fair for him. Like, he's probably the guy that's normally like 550 at Darlington, and Marty's closer to like 7 or 8-1 normally. So I guess you're getting a little bit of a deal on those two on Denny and Marty this week. But do you plan on backing Denny?
Yeah, I have Denny in a parlay.
Okay.
So
I didn't look at the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with Denny yet. I have not decided, but it'll be on the website. After them, Tyler Reddick is 650 at DK. You and I both bet him. I bet him at 750 today at FanDuel. Yeah, I think that he probably has earned the right to be your odds-on favorite in this race. So that number's wrong. I assume you feel the same way.
Yeah, I feel the same way. So two things. One, I know a lot of times we talk about like Monday Marty, and we talk about like Marty in the auto trader's car does really well. And there's other instances like Reddick when he has the Jordan, shit behind him and all that. But Tyler Reddick has 2 goats on the hood of his car this week. I'm not sure if you're aware or not.
2 goats?
Yeah.
Is it like Michael Jordan and somebody else?
Wayne Gretzky.
Okay.
On the hood of his car.
What does that mean, Coop?
It's hard not to back him when you got that fucking shit and you see some of this other shit.
I mean, that's not why I'm backing him, but
I know. And then Denny Hamlin's got the Flying 11. It's a tribute card to one of the Hendricks who's passed away.
Oh.
So it's I don't know. It's crazy when you say stuff like that, but like it happens a lot, man. Happens a lot. And then the other thing that I wanted to hit on, Bet365 has become a much sharper NASCAR book.
Yeah. Do you want to take? Would you like to take a guess why that is, Coop? I bet you, me, you, and the 150 something people that tail us have a lot to do with that. Considering every line we give out is at Bet365. They're tapping out, bro.
450.
Yeah.
I forget. Yeah. I saw a tweet today. I don't know. I think it was Arizona. And it lists their for all the books that are available in Arizona, it lists the handle. Obviously, obviously FanDuel and DraftKings were 1-2 by a long way. Where do you think 360? They had listed 365. Where do you think they fell?
Third.
No.
Oh wait. This is the United States or worldwide?
This is Arizona for 1 month.
Oh, are they finally in Arizona?
Evidently. MGM was third.
Okay. And what was Caesar's fourth? Something like that?
Fourth or fifth.
So the big boys were at the top.
Fanatics was up there.
I mean, they kind of have comparable lines to Bet365.
$19 million is what 365 took in Arizona on handle.
In NASCAR?
No, in the book.
Oh, okay. Month. Okay. I don't know what
I'd never really had an idea of where they stood out. Like I knew they weren't close to FanDuel and DraftKings, but like compared to the others, like they were below Caesars, they were below MGM, they were below Fanatics.
I wonder what the New Jersey Bet365 handle is.
No idea. But I would have thought they would have been a little bit higher considering, they're somewhat of a soft book.
Well, I mean, listen, they're the only ones that got it right. Tyler Reddick's 450 this week. He is this. I think this is the only book he's the favorite.
It might be. But anyway,
I checked like 7 or 8 of them, and oh no, he's the favorite at BR2. I forgot.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, we're on Reddick. We like him this week. That price is fair. After Reddick, Marty, Keselowski, and Byron are 12-1. So my initial gut reaction, and I stand by that reaction, is out of those 3 guys, the best value is Keselowski at 12-1, in my opinion. And I think you kind of sold me on Byron. Like, I don't like the price, but I think that I want to dig into it more, but it's hard to argue with what he's done here in the last 5 or 6 races. So, I mean, I guess you have to take him into consideration, even though he's been MIA the last 2.5 months. But yeah, to me, Keselowski's been in better form than all 3, I think. He was phenomenal here last year. I don't know if he should have necessarily won the race, but he was very, very, very good. So I'm on Keselowski. I bet him at 12-1. That number is nowhere near that at other shops.
It's what, like 8 or 9?
Yeah, for the most part, which is why I bet that number. I think that's fair. I think he should be 9 or 10. 12 feels fair to me. Of the Marty, I don't know, Coop. He's probably going to run in the top 5 a lot. Does that mean he's going to win? Clearly not, gauging by his results. Where are you at with these 3 guys?
I would put Byron in front of Keselowski just a tad, not by much whatsoever. I just think Byron's been much more consistent here. Not that Keselowski hasn't been, but we've had 8 different winners here in the last 8 races, and it just makes me hard to believe that Keselowski's going to win 2 in a row.
That's fair.
So, but I mean, I don't hate the bet whatsoever. And I agree with Marty. Tough to bet pre-race.
Are you going to bet Byron, you think?
I attempted to bet Byron and Keselowski once, and I failed so far.
Okay.
So, I have a bet in my back pocket. I might throw him in. I'm not sure.
After Willie B, Chris Bell 14-1. This is the most intriguing 4 to me, Coop, and I'll tell you why. Last time you and I decided to fade him, which I think it was a 1.5 miles too. He was the Toyota that was the stone nuts. Mm-hmm. But something ended up happening to him, and I don't think he ended up winning the race anyway. Right. But he was clearly the best car in the race, which kind of makes me a little apprehensive on like how we should treat him, because we were off the mark that last time. So like, what do you think about Bell this week?
So Bell's another driver that I attempted to bet this week and failed at. His number was 16-1 when I bet it. I should have just took the fucking 16 and not got cute. Bell is sneaky.
I agree.
Sneaky. And I think one thing that's going to help him is, I don't know if you looked at the groups for the qualifying.
I have him up.
He is in the much easier group. Group A is freaking stacked.
Group A has Bubba, Kez, Buscher, Larson, Reddick, Chastain, who could always show up here, Byron, Chase Elliott, Denny what the fuck? How is this even allowed to happen?
It's based off the metrics, and that's how they fell. Crazy.
Wow, bro.
That group is stacked. Like, that might be the most I know we've said before throughout this year, there's been some tough groups, but that might be the toughest of the year.
There's going to be a lot of cars that start outside the top 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
But Bell isn't in that group, which makes me like him more because he should start in the top 10. But yeah, I'm with you, man. Chris Bell scares me this week. He actually, for whatever reason, my gut is more scared of Chris Bell this week than Martin Truex and Kyle Larson.
I don't know about Larson, but I'm with you on Marty.
So
I'm with you. I'm with you on Marty.
Like, if you think of it this year, all right, when you look at a dominant car, I think Chris Bell is the only one that's had a dominant car all year. And he's done it a couple times.
Oh, you mean like dominant in a race?
Correct.
Oh, yeah. Multiple times. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He has hands down had the best car in the race 3 or 4 times this year. Right. For sure. Yeah, I'm with you there. Yeah.
But I can't think of anybody else that's been like that dominant like he has.
There have been a couple races where Denny and Reddick look like the nuts, and there's been a couple races early on where Larson looked like the nuts.
But like when Chris Bell is fast
it's like, holy shit, this fucking car
He's
is
gone.
fast.
Yeah, he's gone.
Like, I haven't seen another car like that.
So, like, just sticking with qualifying, where does this put you for guys like Briscoe and Kyle Busch and Ty
I'm not
Gibbs?
betting qualifying, so I haven't looked at it.
No, not to win qualifying, but in terms of like how you're viewing the race with like guys like Marty, who I would assume is probably going to start in the top 10, maybe Logano.
I think it just helps them with the track position and things of that nature. I don't necessarily think it's like going to be great. You know, I don't know. It doesn't like make me think. Like, I guess if I want to bet Chris Bell, I should do it before qualifying. Because the number will probably go down.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree.
Because, like, ever since I bet Chase Elliott, and then I saw that group of cars, I was like, God darn, I wish I hadn't bet Chase Elliott. Because I might be able to get him at 35 or 40 to 1.
Yeah.
He doesn't qualify well here.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. After those guys, we got Ty Gibbs 16-1, Busher 18-1. Ty Gibbs was good here in the spring. I just am not going to pick him to his first win is not going to be at Darlington. I just can't see that happening.
100% agree with you. Ty Gibbs isn't a great manager of the tires. He overachieved in that result last spring. Could he be a top 10 car? Yeah. But
I think he should be more in the 25 to 30 price range.
Yeah, I'm with you. Chris Buescher, where are you at on him this week? The other Roush car.
I think he's going to be conservative. I think, probably going to have a good car and everything, but he's in that points race and he does not want to, be super aggressive. He wants to do enough to be able to keep a nice cushion of staying in the playoffs.
Another guy that qualified exceptionally well in the spring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, if this was just another race in the regular season, I think I would take him a lot more seriously. But
Correct.
his number one priority is we have to make the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So
yep.
that kind of throws him out the window for me a little bit. Ryan Blaney, we spoke about him. If we're gonna back up, if we're gonna back a Penske guy, he's not gonna be it. Chase Elliott down to 20-1 now, so at least you got some CLV. Yeah, I can't bet Chase. Like maybe I guess I don't mind the number you got. And you're right, he might be 35-1 if he doesn't qualify well. Then I guess maybe it's worth taking a shot. But 20-1, I'm not backing him. What about Joey Logano? Do you plan on betting him?
What's his number?
20 at FanDuel.
And he's in the easier qualifying group?
He is, yes.
I don't know. I think I would want to bet Byron and Keselowski before Logano.
Yeah, I agree there. After them, Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain, and Bubba Wallace. My oh my, what a few months make for Richard Childress Racing, Coop.
Yep, most definitely.
I mean, Austin Dillon looked good.
He had the best car.
KB was in a prime spot to win.
He's finished second and fourth in his last two races.
Yeah, I mean, if momentum is a thing,
yep,
RCR has it right now.
Most definitely.
it's Kyle Busch. We know he knows how to manage tires. It's just so hard to pull the trigger on Kyle Busch in 2024. I understand why you bet him though.
Yep. I mean that they are doing something completely different than what they've done all year, and you cannot look at the data from prior races because it's a totally different team right now.
What number did you bet him at?
35.
Wow, that number dropped a lot.
It was on MGM.
His number, I saw him as low as 12-1 this week. Most places had him around 20.
Okay. What do they have right now on him? 30. They still have him at 30. Bet365 has him at 16.
Mm-hmm.
God, do I want to fucking bet Kyle Busch? I don't know. I have to think about it, but you're right.
I mean, if I wouldn't have bet him at 20.
Huh?
I wouldn't have bet him at
20.
Right. But like, man, when teams find something in this sport, like it doesn't just go away.
Right.
You know?
And dare they say not? I haven't looked at the number on Austin Dillon, but I'm not saying I'm not going to bet him either.
Well, can I interest you in an Austin Dillon top 10 at 7-1, my friend?
No. I went to whole Coots and Cadills.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, then I'll make the 7,000 for you, Coop. All right. I mean, what are you talking about? That is not bad. I mean, he's 200-1.
But I mean, like, you know, it was a shorter track, but Richmond has tire wear. Obviously, this place has a lot more tire wear. But if you look at last year's speed rankings, he had the 8th fastest car here last year.
I said to Meyer, I sent Meyer a message. I said, Meyer, we might have to bet Austin Dillon top 10 at 8-1. And his response was, fuck that guy. I'd rather be dead.
Can't do that, man.
Yeah. And then when Austin Dillon hits the top 10 on Sunday, he's gonna be sick.
Yeah. But you know, that's the reason. I mean, you know, they're doing something. They found something in that car over the last 4 to 6 races. And over the last 3 to 4 races, it's really kicked in for both of them.
It's gross, but I can't argue with it. It's true. It's true.
And I mean, I see a lot of people out there betting against Kyle Busch head to head. And they're doing that because of the numbers. And I think this is a situation where you got to put those numbers aside.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been very hard on my guy KB this year, but it's hard to argue with this week.
Right.
Where are you at on Chastain? He's had success here in the past, but it hasn't been a great year for him.
Yeah, I the same with Joey Logano, man. Like I can't. If I bet Ross Chastain, I have to bet Logano. If I bet Logano, I gotta bet Chastain. Like, you know, they could both do well, but like I don't know if they are going to do well, and I'll just wait and see live. And it's even harder to bet Chastain because I remember he is in Group A.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, you and I often talk about how Bubba Wallace isn't a tire wear guy, but man, I mean, he's surprised us this year.
Yeah, it was last year and this year. He's got 4 top 10s here in his last 5 races.
You can just never count on. You can't. The problem is, you want to bet him top 10 or top 5, okay, but you can never count on him to get a win.
Yeah.
You want a sneaky poll bet? Bet Bubba Wallace.
Bubba, you said?
Bubba Wallace.
Really? Why?
I think he qualified pretty well.
8th here in the spring. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm with you. I have no interest in in betting him to win the race.
No, I mean he's in a tough position. I know we talked about some drivers who have to be conservative. He's the exact opposite. He's got to be super aggressive,
which isn't going to end well for Bubba Wallace.
Right. So,
all right, after
unless Gibbs and Truex and Buescher have issues, he has to win.
Yeah. Eric Jones, Alex Bowman, Josh Berry. They're all between 45 and 50 to 1. Now, Josh Berry finished third here in the spring, but he started the race 33rd, and at no point in time did he finish a stage in the top 10. So, like, what does that make you feel about Berry?
I mean, I like him out of those three drivers that you mentioned the most.
Yeah, me too. That's why I didn't even ask you about the other two.
But he's a driver I'll watch live.
He's in that easier group too. So I think
he's good track setup for him. He's in a good car, has a crew chief who understands this type of racing and all that. But yeah, tough.
Short tracks have definitely been better for him than 1.5 miles, though.
Correct.
All right. After them, Gragson 70, Briscoe 70, Gilly 100, McDowell 120, Dillon.
No interest in any of them names other than Austin Dillon.
That's it. Austin Dillon's your flyer.
Yep.
200 to 1.
Yep.
All right. So as of right now, boys, in the legal market, I bet Reddick at 750, and I bet Keselowski at 12. Coop bet Reddick, Denny, and KB.
Nah, I got
Reddick. I'm sorry, Reddick, Elliott, and KB.
Right.
In the outright market. I'll probably add more. I have to dig in more tonight after the show, but that's about where we're at least right now in terms of the outright market. And now we're going to go over to for premium members on the site and break down every betting market. I'm going to try to get Meyer on, and that's it. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. There's a new show that premieres on the YouTube channel, College Football Game Plan. It will be one of the producers, Dan from VEASAN, hosting, and Ray, our college football guy, will be on there. It'll be like an hour pregame show giving out best bets. And then the boys and I will be live around noon after that show is over for a full slate of college football. We have no MMA, but we got college football back, baby. And we have an Xfinity race also. So we'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. After that, the live show. And we'll see premium members in 10 minutes over on the website. Aside from that, for Coop, I'm Keg. We're out. Later.